All right, here we go. Let's see if it works.
I
And
think
then as soon as, yeah, Joseph's having a fit. He's fine. Joseph, we're going live if you can hear this right now. All right, we are live, my friends. Welcome to the home team edition of the TED Show. Very excited to have you guys on the show. We have Gigi Ibrahim. How do you say your last name? Ibrahim.
Ibrahim. Yep.
Yes, I got it. And it was close,
Good morning.
right? It was sort of close. And Peter Yanni, both teammates of mine, home team people, one in New York. Are you in New York, Gigi?
No,
right?
actually, I'm in Jersey. I'm in Clifton, New Jersey.
Clifton.
Yes.
I was born in Bergen County.
Oh,
and
nice.
One in Maryland, Pete's in Maryland. So I'm going to look at my phone if I want to share. But what you guys can do first, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on. It's always great for other people to get to know home team members, and you guys are funny and hilarious, and we all work well together, and I think people don't believe that it really is like a family, but it really is. So the first thing I want to do is for them to get to know you. So I'm going to start with Gigi. Tell them a little bit about you.
Well, I grew up in Jersey City, and that's in Hudson County, right across from New York. And when I moved to Teaneck when I was a junior, Teaneck, which is Bergen County. So I'm a Jersey girl through and through. I love what I do. I'm a loan officer, as you know, and also I love cooking. I've been cooking since I was like 13. So that's my passion. I love gardening, cooking, cycling, and that's just me. And I rescue animals. I rescue cats. So if anybody wants a cat, I have a couple for you.
Well, you do a lot. Lots of INGs, lots of action verbs, Gigi. I love it. All right. Well, I want to deep dive into the cooking and stuff in a minute and everything else, but I want Pete to go ahead and introduce himself and tell us a little bit about you, Pete. Peter.
Thanks a lot, Ted. I really appreciate you having me on the show today. It's a great honor. I'm Peter Yanni. I'm from Gaithersburg, Maryland. I work for the home team, been involved with them for several years, and I absolutely love it. And I'm even more excited that I had the opportunity to share my passion with multiple different people today. I have been fishing for 50 years right now.
Wow.
I started when I was 5. I'm 55 right now. I've been doing it competitively since the mid 80s.
I didn't know you did it competitively.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I've fished everything from club circuits to pro level. And I've been presidents of federations. I'm sitting on different boards. It's a very deep passion I have, because just like the eagle that's right now, that is what it feels like in the morning. It's just complete freedom. When you slide the boat into the water and the mist is coming off, your engine up, at that point, there's nothing else in the world that matters to you.
It's so funny because I love hearing that, because I think people, like, I remember as a kid we fished some, but then you took it, it became a true passion of yours.
It is.
How did you start out? Did somebody take you fishing and then all of a sudden you're like, I got to do more? And then what kind of fishing do you do? Because there's different kinds.
There's all different times. I started fishing when I was 5 because my mother and father got. Everybody that knows me understands I'm a highly competitive person. That goes hand in hand, with bass tournaments. Highly competitive, a lot of bragging rights. I was introduced to the correct people about 10 years ago, and I was able to communicate with sponsors. I mean, I have about 30 sponsors that have backed me for years. Some of the bigger companies.
Is that the jacket you have on has the sponsors on it?
This is actually one of my tournament shirts. Let me back up. You can get a better shot. These are probably about 80% of my sponsors right now. And what I do for the sponsors, I'll go to shows, I'll get up in front of people, I'll talk about fishing, talk about different techniques. And it's like any other marketing strategy. That's basically what it is. But for the actual fishing itself, there's nothing that I personally know of that gives you the feeling of freedom. Why? That's when you're out practicing during a real tournament. It's more stressful than anything I do.
I'm fascinated by tournaments, and Gigi, I haven't forgotten about you. I have tons of cooking questions and tech questions for you.
Yeah.
But Peter, what I'm fascinated by is when people say they're going to go out and practice fishing, and then when you have a tournament, how do you know you're going to? How do you try to? What's the strategy behind getting the biggest fish, which is what a lot of tournaments are about?
Correct. Within the bass tournaments, you know, you're trying to get, you can keep 5 fish, but you're also looking for the 5 biggest fish. The strategy is, like right now, it's early spring. Fish are thinking about spawning. They're going to move into your big protective coves in your shallow water. They're going to look for aquatic vegetation. They're going to look for hard, rocky, sandy. There's a lot in this, hard, sandy bottoms. So what you would do is you would start with a topographical map, looking at an area you're going to go to. Second step on that, I pull up Google. I have the, you know, enhanced version that I can see water contours, depths, colors. You know, within the boats, we have specialized sonars that, you know, have all the readings of different bottom types. And you have to understand how a fish moves and why they're where they are. And that, you know, you have spring, you have summer, you have fall, you have winter. So it's an ever-changing strategy. And that's what's so hard on the water, because if what you found yesterday is not working, a mental drain trying to figure that out and jump around. Hence the reason it's way more stressful than what I do every single day.
Fascinating. See, I didn't know. I had a lot of friends who have competed, have done competition. Mm-hmm. And all I could think about was, okay, I would put a worm on the hook and throw it in and hope for the best. Like the fact that there's a whole strategy and science behind it is fascinating to me.
But that's just how every single one of us started, was putting that hook with the bobber. You catch the first fish and you're hooked.
Love it. All right. Well, I want to get back. I want to get back to you, but I want to give Gigi some time.
No problem.
Gigi, I'm always hungry. I'm Italian. I'm always hungry. So tell me about your cooking. Where did that passion come from?
When I was younger, my mom, I was a latchkey kid, and my mom went to work, and she's like, okay, make dinner. I'm like, oh. So she would give the ingredients, and I would just, you know, make something, and everybody loved it. They started, you know, that's how my passion started. Yeah.
And what's your favorite thing to make? Like, did you develop a type of food that you made that's your favorite thing to do? Like, what's your favorite thing to actually prepare?
I like to experiment with different flavors and different spices and stuff. So I cook. I also owned a restaurant. We closed down 2014. So
you did? What kind of restaurant?
It was a Peruvian restaurant. It was located in Richfield Park. So what actually I did is I switched up and I had like a Peruvian fusion. So it was pretty interesting. So we would have a wine club come in once a month. And so they would say, okay, we're going to bring this wine and we're going to bring, and what can you do? So they would leave the wine, and then we would just pair it with all different types of appetizers and, appetizers. And then we'd have a main course and then the dessert. And so I would mix in some like Mediterranean with Peruvian and just some little Chinese. So it was just like a whole mix of different flavors just coming together. And you know, we made all these amazing dinners. And
why Peruvian? Are you Peruvian?
No, I'm Egyptian. But when I took over the restaurant, it was, you know, I just went in and just cleaned it up, quality control, added a lot of new food, different types of just more fresh, more natural ingredients. And then just took it from there, and it was great. Yeah, it was a great experience.
So there's one thing about cooking in a restaurant for people. When you're at home, do you cook big meals and have dinner parties and create big Peruvian inspired meals?
Once in a while I do, yes. I mean, I love cooking for masses, because with the restaurant we had crazy lunches, so we'd have to cook for like 300-400 people. Wow. And so it was pretty cool. But you know, when you increase in scale, it's just a different type of cooking and prep, because the prep takes the most when you're cooking for masses.
Now, what's your favorite thing to make?
Ceviche.
Ceviche.
I love ceviche. I love
Nice. You've got a ceviche supplier right over there.
I know, I know.
Yeah, Gigi, we can work together on that.
I know. Please send me some fish. I can't find anything up here. Everything is quarantined, I guess.
I love ceviche. Oh my God, I'm starving. This is the problem talking about food all the
I
time.
know. That's
Makes me
like,
so hungry, but I don't know how to cook anything. I know how to make cheese toast
oh, nice.
in the toaster oven. I mean, that's about as close as we get. What about to eat? So I know a lot of people, especially restaurant owners, previous restaurant owners, people who love to cook, it's hard for them to go out and eat.
Yes.
So when you go out, do you have a favorite type of food that you'll actually eat? Like my wife's a great cook, and there are certain things she doesn't make, and that's what she always orders when she goes out.
Yeah, I like to go. I like Thai. I like the flavors in Thai. I have one special restaurant that I go to once in a while.
And what about the rescue part? Talk about the rescue.
Well, it all turned out okay. How that started was when I moved to Clifton, there was a stray cat. And so I started taking care of these stray cats. And then I found an organization. I was working with the organization to feed. It was like a TNR. So, they trap them, neuter them, and release them. And I found this wonderful woman that needed help because somebody had bailed on her. So I started helping her. And so then the small kittens that I would be able to rescue, I would bring them home and take care of them and then adopt them out. Yeah.
How many do you have at home now?
Several.
The way you were talking earlier, I was waiting for them to start coming across the screen.
Oh, they might. I have the door closed. Look.
They want in. How many at a time? Do you ever have to figure out where else to have them homed for a while or fostered for a while? You
have to. Yep. And it's a process too, because it depends on how small you get. You get the little kitten, and then I've had 2-3 day old kittens. Some of them make it, some of them don't. And then it's just like the switching around, and you have to have somebody to take care of them. And and if you could catch the mother with them, then it's even better, because then the mother takes care and handles the kittens while they grow. And I had like 5 once that were a couple weeks old. So I actually had to bottle feed, put them in, so it was a process. And it's like every couple of hours you have to bottle feed, and you have to clean them, and you have to make sure they go to the bathroom. It's pretty intense, but it's great when you find a home for them, and somebody that's reliable and that's going to love them. And then you see them and they're growing, and you get little pictures once in a while of like, look what they're doing now. So it's really cool. Fulfilling. Yeah.
So kudos to you for that, because it takes a special person. Like I would want to keep every animal I fostered.
Yeah.
Which is why I just do send checks. I can't have that many at the house, but I love the idea of what you do. I think it's so important.
Thank you.
All right, I got to ask you, Peter, back to food, because that's always on my brain. You also love to cook. So tell us, Mr. Fisherman, what kind of food do you love to cook?
What I love to cook is my favorite is to actually cook on a green egg or a ceramic smoker. I smoke a lot of foods and vegetables.
Nice.
Lots of vegetables.
Yeah.
You don't cook a lot of fish?
I do cook fish, but I'm like everybody else. I mean, I get a Whole Foods and I get my fish there, or Costco or something like that. I mean, what I do is for entertainment, and another way I make a living, because I make money fishing tournaments.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
So it's a second income stream for me. Cooking a lot of steaks, asparagus, chicken.
So hungry.
I'm starving. I'm
starving, right? It's just it's so bad. All right, so I have to talk about. I want to talk about business. Mm-hmm. So we're all in these crazy times, and I think a lot of people are looking for what everyone is doing to stay positive, to stay creative, to continue to maintain and grow your business. But we're under these quarantine conditions right now. So I'll start with you, Gigi. What are you doing differently? How are you staying on top of things, and how are you continuing to maintain your relationships and stay positive?
Well, I call my referral partners all the time to see how they're doing. Clients are calling because they're in a panic. So I, try to give them the best advice as possible and tell, we're going to get through this. We have to be strong and we'll survive this. We've gone through so many things in our lives already. So this is, we've never had something of this magnitude take place, and it's affecting not only one place, it's global. So hopefully with things that we're all doing, staying home, keeping clean, I mean, we'll make it. But my clients are panicking and they want to know how to pay and what to do. So I've been trying to field as many calls as possible and give them the reassurance that we'll get through this. It's very important that you have to stay positive, because if you let this drill down on you, you're going to have issues and you're not going to want to work. So you just need to be there for your clients, for your referral partners, and you need to make the best of it. You have to go out, you have to do something for yourself, where you have to go out and exercise and eat right and, de-stress by turning off take that hour and turn everything off and just do a meditation or a prayer or whatever you're into. It's very important, because this will eat you up, and it's not what it's supposed to be. This is a reset of our lives. This is not going to happen ever. Where are you? This is not going to happen ever again, I hope. But that's what I do. I just try to go out for walks and exercise and eat right and try to be positive. You have to be.
You do. How about you, Peter?
Well, Ted, as the song goes, troubles come and troubles go. And like Gigi was saying, this is just another curveball that we've been thrown in life. It's not going to be here forever. They will find a way to fix this. We will rebuild our country. That's how I stay positive. When this is all over, I'm positive I'm going on a big fishing trip. And that's my light at the end of the tunnel that motivates me on a daily basis. I communicate with my referral partners, my financial planners, pretty much on a daily basis. I like to take an hour a day, and make phone calls and assure them with positivity. Unfortunately, we're dealing with this, but everybody's dealing with this. The market has presented some good options to people right now to really help them and help them take advantage of, take care of some of the needs they have. With COVID-19, it's the territory. So you're going to see volatility, in the market from day to day. As of right now, we have back-to-back days where it's been up because, the spread has slowed down some. You just keep aware, you find one thing that you put at the end of the tunnel. My fishing trip is one. Subsides, I'm going to get a couple bushels of jumbo Maryland crabs and have a crab feast in my house.
Oh, nice.
I want to fly up for that.
Ted, come on up.
That's the best, man.
Yeah.
I love that you guys are staying positive, because I think a lot of people are trying to figure out, how are we in the business that we're in that is, we're technically quote unquote essential, and how are we still maintaining even though we're quarantined? And I think if you turn on the news a lot, like Gigi said, you got to turn that off and really kind of get your brain into the game, because that is just a lot of gloom and doom. You have to know you have to know your client base, your referral base, and you have to know that what you're doing is making a difference. And I know for a fact that what we do on a daily basis makes a difference in these people's lives. And if we stay focused like you guys do on that, but yet still have your other things, meditate, prayer, fish by yourself if you want, cook, you have to have those extra things that keep you grounded, I think. And one of the reasons why we like doing these shows is to show that behind the scenes, we are all not completely crazy, and that we actually have lives, and that we're still maintaining and still doing business, and yet still moving forward and staying positive. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show. I want Gigi to cook for me, and I want to go fishing with Peter.
We can make that happen.
Two things I've never done, so this should be interesting.
Thanks.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. I really
so much.
appreciate it. Thanks for all you do for the home team and for all of your clients and referral partners. You guys are, it's an honor to be on the team with you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you guys. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Take care.
Bye. Have a great day.
Have a great day, everybody.
Safe, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.